everybody, and welcome to Top Comics to Pre-Order in a Flash. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our real quick show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that are up for pre-order coming up this weekend. This is a little show to give you a little bit of a head start in your pre-orders, and you know a little bit more about what is coming out. So head on over to infinityflux.net right now. You can follow along and place your pre-orders. That way you are guaranteed these books and you don't want to miss these. So let's get into it, starting with
The Star Wars High Republic Adventures Phase 3 Wedding Special. Now, this is written by Daniel Jose Older with art by several different artists, including
me.
this guy right here.
Yes.
Yeah, Andy did some art. How many pages?
3, 4, something like
3 or
that.
4 pages?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there are 3 or 4 pages of brand new Andy Dugan art in this one. This story is about the wedding of Lula Talisolo and Zine Marala. They are 2 of the young freedom fighters leading the resistance against the Nile. And friends and family from throughout the High Republic have been invited to join this celebration. And again, artwork by Mr. Andy Dugan right here.
Yep, I got to make up some of my own Nile villains that were fun, and I got to pick like what creatures, what species they would be. All of my pages are very like action packed and
Yeah,
stuff,
good.
and I got to even draw a member of the Jedi Council, which I always wanted to do.
Nice.
So very fun, and you know I'll probably have this up to sign and all that kind of stuff. Next up, a huge one. This is the epicenter of the DC universe coming up. This is Justice League Unlimited. This is by Mark Waid with art by Dan Mora. This is going to be your nucleus where all other series kind of revolve around it. If you're looking for where the big story beats are going to happen for the DC universe, that is right here, because now the Justice League has reformed, and that includes every hero who is out there fighting for justice and for in the name of good are part of this. And if you've seen a little bit of the book so far, you've seen all the characters that are on the Watchtower, but this is where you see them all in action. The different specific teams are going to be called out on missions. And I've read this one, Matt's read this one.
Yeah.
I can't give away too much about it, but this is going to be awesome. Also, there is going to be I guess you could say, a prelude, a prequel to the brand new Batman Hush 2 that was announced at New York Comic Con at Jim Lee's panel. And this is not just pages from Hush 2. These are original, like, lead-in story pages at the end of this that are not going to be reprinted in the #1. They're not going to be in any other book. If you want to get the early Jim Lee, Jeff Loeb intro into the new Hush #2, that is also going to be in Justice League Unlimited #1. If you needed any more reason to pre-order this, if you're reading basically any DC book right now, you need to add this to your pull list.
And like you said, we both read this yesterday. This book is so good. I cannot wait for everybody to see this. This is one of the best books I've read all year. I've said that a lot lately, but it's a true again for this.
Yes.
Well, next is a big one for Marvel. This is Ultimate Universe 1 Year In. This is a one-shot that sets the stage for the second year of the Ultimate Universe, and it includes the debut of the Ultimate versions of 2 major Marvel characters. I believe that's Ultimate Wolverine and Ultimate Nick Fury that you see on the cover here. We go inside the Maker's Council, as the heroes aren't the only ones who have been preparing for the Maker's return. So this is a midway point into what's coming with the big showdown between all the heroes and the Maker's Council, and this is going to get us ready for all that.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this. Plus that just early look at Ultimate Wolverine is
Yeah.
going to be well worth it. Next up, we have Hornsby and Halo. This is your next book in the Ghost Machine slate of books. This is its own universe. This is not part of Geiger or any of that. But this is also written by Peter J. Tomasi with art by Peter Schneeberg. There's a lot of J's in that name, so hopefully I got close enough. But if you read that Ghost Machine one-shot that came out, you got a little bit of taste of this, as it's kind of reminds me a little bit of like Dark Side and Orion and all of that, where you've got Zachary Halo, who is an angel child who is given to a demon family, and Rose Hornby, who is a devil child given to a angelic family to kind of broker peace between heaven and hell. But these 2 kids don't know their full potential. They don't quite know who they are, but they are soon going to find out. And surely with those two heads are going to butt, and things are going to get crazy. But with a writer like Peter J. Tomasi behind it, you know this is going to be great. He's great at writing young characters, and I'm looking forward to checking this one out too.
Next is Black Canary Best of the Best #1. This is going to be a 6-issue miniseries written by Tom King and the artist by Ryan Sook. And this is a series about Black Canary going up against Lady Shiva to determine who is the greatest single hand-to-hand fighter in the world. We don't know much about the first issue yet, other than just wondering who is going to walk away with this title. But this is the next Tom King joint, and it's all about Black Canary. I think it's going to be great.
Next up, we've got Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #1. This is going to be a 5-issue miniseries, and this is the official prequel to the brand new animated series we're going to be getting next year, which is going to tell, of course, the early days of Peter Parker as Spider-Man. But if you thought you knew this origin, this old, we've seen it tons of times, it says there's going to be new surprises and things that you didn't quite expect. So I'm looking forward to seeing how maybe his origin's a little bit different and how this ties in with a brand new series we're getting early next year.
Next is Batman Santa Claus Silent Night Returns #1. This is going to be a 5-issue miniseries following on the heels of the series from last year. In this one, there are some life drained bodies that litter the countryside, and they have these strange symbols on them. So the Justice League responds to that, but it's a trap, and the heroes are pulled from their world. But Batman is able to help Robin escape, and after that, he has to seek out Zatanna and the one and only Santa Claus if there's any hope of saving their friends and family. But they're going to have to go up against a new powerful foe, the Silent Night.
Oh,
So, a new holiday themed book with Damian Wayne, Zatanna, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
yeah, and Damon even has Goliath back,
Oh,
his
that's right,
giant
yeah.
bat monster. Next up, still continuing with the holiday books and the Batman books, we have DC's Batman Smells Robin Laid an Egg one shot. This is our yearly anthology book, this time for the Christmas holiday. And it's hard to tell. This solicitation says 8 stories
Yeah.
and 6 stories. I don't know how many are actually going to be in here,
Yeah.
but they did mention a few of them. So we're going to get a Dr. Midnight story that's kind of a silent night with Dr. Midnight, which is awesome. I love that character. We have a Dead Man story by Marv Wolfman, which I love that idea of Dead Man at Christmas. And a story in the style of It's a Wonderful Life, but with a world without Joker. Is it a Wonderful
Oh.
Life? Probably. But that'll be really interesting to see. So if you like these holiday anthology books, DC does great jobs with these, pulls out some great artists, great writers for them. So don't miss that one.
And next is Hellverine #1. This is going to be an ongoing series featuring Hellverine here. Don't know a whole lot about what the story is yet, but we do know that when the demon Bagragul resurrected Akihiro, who is who is Hellverine here, it was only part of a larger Hellbound story. I looked ahead to issue 2, and it does say that Hellverine travels back to his birthplace, which is the former gravesite of Akihiro, to deal with a danger lurking there. So this is going to center around his origin, his creation, and the dangers that come with that.
Next up, we have a new Alien book. This is Alien Paradiso. And I love this idea. I love taking the alien, but putting him in wildly different scenarios. And this is, in this one, there is kind of a hidden gem in the space colonies, this place called Paradiso, that has a tropical climate, white sand beaches, and hyper wealthy criminals. So when some kind of space marines go there to break up a group of criminals, they think they've hit the jackpot as like, hey, we're getting sent to actually a really nice place. But they're soon going to learn that the only thing they're going to be gambling there is their own lives.
Mm.
So it sounds like maybe it's kind of space casinos and beaches and resorts and everything, which sounds like a really cool place to see an alien
Yeah.
story. That is it for Top Comics to pre-order in a flash. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, head over to infinityflix.net right now where you can place your early pre-orders for these books so you're guaranteed to get them when they release in a few weeks. Next up, we're going to be doing our live video where we'll be talking with you. We've got some topics, we've got some letters to answer, all that kind of fun stuff. So if you're watching this now, head over to the lives part of our YouTube channel, or it should be right there on the homepage, and check that out as well. And until next time,
See
see
ya.
ya.